Hello and welcome to my channel Tuka Cooks. I'm Adela. Today we're making a traditional Puerto Rican Christmas meal called pasteles. So here are all the ingredients. The exact quantity will be down at the description box, but we have bananas, plantain, sazon, pork seasoning, pork butt, avocado oil, chickpeas, and manzanilla, olives, and sazon, and annatto to make the annatto seed oil. So stay tuned, and I'll show you all the steps to make these delicious pasteles. So here we have all the vegetables peeled and sitting in salted water so they don't get dark. And we're getting ready to use this heavy-duty vegetable or fruit processor. If you don't have one, you can use your KitchenAid, or you can always go to the old-fashioned way and grind it with one of these grinders. So we're gonna go ahead and get that going, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's all done. Here we have all the vegetables that we have pureed and mixed together, and this is the consistency that you're looking for. It's like a paste, and you don't want to find any chunks of any of the vegetables. So that's why it's important that you puree it really well. And if you're using another device and it's not too smooth, you may want to run it again because it has to be really smooth. So at this point, we're gonna cover it, put it in the fridge while we are prepping the meat and cooking the meat, and then we'll go to the next step. Next step is prepping the meat. So we really need 2 pounds for this recipe. I got a big chunk of pork butt, but I'm gonna use about 2 pounds. I'm gonna get rid of the fat and cut it in small cubes. So you don't wanna get rid of all the fat, you want to leave some, but you know, like the big chunks, you want to get rid of that. And I'm going to cut it in small pieces, and I'll show you what it looks like. Now we're going to make the annatto oil that's made out of annatto seeds. I couldn't find the seeds, so I bought the paste, and it's pretty much the same thing. So I have a cup of neutral oil in this skillet, and I'm using avocado oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the annatto paste, and then I'm gonna slowly break it down and let it cook for a little bit, not too long, just a little bit, maybe a couple minutes. And this will immediately color the oil, and it's going to give it a vibrant reddish orangey color and flavor. So here we go. I'm just going to stir it here for a little bit until it's all done. All right, so it's been about a couple of minutes, and I think this looks pretty much done. So I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm gonna add a bay leaf and the garlic. And so this is gonna add additional flavor to the oil. And I'm just gonna stir it and let it cool down until completely cool down. And then I'm going to strain it, and then it'll be ready for the next step. So now I have my pressure cooker, and I'm going to saute the meat first. So I'm adding some olive oil, and all I'm doing is browning it. And because of the amount of meat that I have, I'm gonna have to brown it in 2 batches. So I already have 1 batch done, and here's the second. I'm just gonna let it sit here, and then I'm gonna give it a turn in a couple of minutes, and just making sure that it browns on all sides. All right, so all the meat is brown, and now I'm gonna add the onions. And the garlic. And then I'm going to let it cook until the onions are translucent. So that will be a couple of minutes. That's it. Let's wait for that. So the onions are translucent. So now I'm going to add the sofrito. The olives. The tomato sauce. The seasoning, and the water. I'm gonna give it a good stir. Mix it all well. Then I'm going to add chickpeas. And then we're going to let it cook for about, I'm going to set it for an hour in the pressure cooker because I really want the meat to be really tender. So about an hour, I'm going to pressure cook it. And if you're cooking it on the stove, it'll take about an hour, hour and a half also, but you know, it's to your liking. So the meat cooked for about 45 minutes in the pressure cooker, and it's done. And I retrieved a cup of the liquid of the meat, and I added 8 tablespoons of the annatto oil, and I'm going to add it to the masa that we made previously, and I'm going to mix it. And this is going to give it the extra flavor and color. So now I'm just going to mix it well. I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap, and I'm going to put it in the fridge. And then tomorrow we're going to do the final step, which is making the actual pastel. And you'll see how I'm going to make it a little slightly different from the original, the way they Puerto Rican make it, because I have some advanced technology items, and it helps me make it faster, quicker, and painless. So here we go. It's mixed well, and back in the fridge. So here we are the next day, and we're getting ready to assemble the pasteles. So I have a regular parchment paper, and I have the banana leaf that I'm putting on the parchment paper, and I'm gonna brush it with the annatto oil that we prepared yesterday. Make sure that you get it all over where the masa is gonna be. Doesn't have to be corner to corner, but just pretty much to cover where the masa is going to sit. So then I'm going to add the masa, something like this, and then flatten it, kind of make a rectangle. All right, and then we're going to add the filling. And we love olives, so we're gonna add some more at this point because they're delicious. And now we're gonna fold it over. And again, and then we're gonna do the sides, coming over, and then rolling over and over like that. And then typically you use some butcher's twine and you tie it. We're going to skip that part because we're going to put them in these vacuum bags, and then we're going to freeze them, and they're going to be perfect that way. And then we're going to put them in the sous vide water bath and cook them until done. So all the juices are going to be there. It's not going to be sitting in the boiling water like you traditionally do, and I believe we're going to have a much better flavor. So here we go again with another one. Parchment paper, banana leaf, get some of the oil. And this is pretty much a family activity that's done around Christmas time. And you can pretty much do like an assembly line where everybody does a part. And it's fun. It's a fun activity to do with the family. We have done it before with all our kids. So here we are, filling. Extra olives and pimientos. And we fold. And we fold to the sides. And we fold again. And there you have it. And I'm going to continue this process until I got them all done. Here we have all the pasteles assembled and vacuumed in these vacuum sealed bags. Typically you boil the pasteles in salt water for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna sous vide these, so I'm gonna put them in the water bath and cook them that way, and they will preserve all the flavors in the bag, so they should be even tastier. I've never done them this way before. I've boiled them before, but I'm excited to see how they come out and taste by sous videing them. So it took about an hour and 10-15 minutes to make all these, and I got 33 pasteles out of the whole recipe. So this is plenty for us for now, and once we start getting low, we'll be making more. Again, I'm gonna put these in the freezer, the ones I'm not gonna use right away, and take out usually 2, and that's why I put 2 in the pack, so we can just use 2 at a time. So yeah, there you have it, 33 pasteles, and I'll show you, I'm cooking some in the water bath, and once that's done, I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the bag. All right, so here we have the 2. I'm gonna take one out first. I'm gonna open it. And it cooked in its own juices and flavors. So and this is what it looks like. It smells delicious. I can't wait to taste it. So I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. And this was very easy. In the sous vide bath, it cooked for 2 hours. And so if you like my video, give me the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you can see any future videos that I make. And as always, I thank you for watching. See you later.